Welcome back. In the previous part, we went around Armorica Village. We did the rounds, spoke to a few people, had a heart-to-heart with Ellie. There's something going on with Shanshan we need to keep an eye on. And we just recently... Okay. We just recently spoke to Speaker McDowell. So, where do we go next? I don't know. What's the plan? Where do we go? Let's find out. Watch out. What? Whoa! Message for you, sir. What the? Where did that come from? Are we under attack? No, it's a message. But from who? Don't think so. Nor do I. Take a closer look. A letter? I've never seen anything like this script, though. Looks like an old school style of writing from the East. And I'm guessing it's coded? Precisely. I've used this exact code in my work as Yin before. It says, "The dancer and former Zero child are in our care. Come to the ancient battlefield to the southeast. We await you." Oh. A note written in Eastern code delivered on a kunai? Meant for Yin. Not hard to figure out who it's from. Yeah. Or who they have in their custody. No. It's not going to be Ilya. It's going to be Sully. At least they're both alright. I told you Kia's strong, didn't I? Still, why would they be looking after Ilya as well? Triple dot. Is something wrong, Lloyd? Wait. You don't think this is... a ransom note, most likely. They wouldn't have waited this long to contact us without a reason. They may be under their care, but that doesn't mean they're safe. No. The ancient battlefield is where the cult had its base, right? Can't say I have a good feeling about this, but you're not going to let that stop you, huh? Of course. As long as there's a chance Kia is there, no danger is too great. We'll do whatever it takes to keep her safe. I feel the same way. Not going simply isn't an option. If that's where our loved ones are. That's right. Let's make sure we're fully prepared before we set off. I think we are, let's go. Just head straight there, really. But yeah, they've jumped to conclusions on it being Ilya. It won't be. What's this strange feeling? You've got a mirror. Choosing to continue will cause the main story to advance. It will also not be possible to go any further in Lloyd's story for a brief period. Oh. Huh. Proceed. Is something wrong, Lloyd? Oh, sorry, I thought I sensed something strange, but it must have been my imagination. Wait, why does my pocket feel bulkier all of a sudden? There we go. A mirror. How peculiar looking. Where did you find it? I'm not sure. I've never seen it before. Strange as it sounds, it just appeared in my pocket out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that doesn't just happen. I'm guessing one of the villager kids slipped it in your pocket as a prank. Maybe, but I doubt any of them could pull it off without me noticing. But if that's not it, then how did it end up in my pocket? I can't even hazard a guess. I feel as though I have it for a reason. What? What's happening?
The conditions have been met.
Have they? Oh!
The road to where all may gather, to where destiny avails itself, just at the horizon, is open.
Just at the horizon?
Come, and sink into an illusion that mirrors the real world and extols its endless possibilities.
What? What the? Well, it seems very similar to the Reverie Corridor. And considering the name of the game... What just happened? What? Where are we? It's some sort of white garden. I've never seen anything like it. I'm getting the feeling there's more to this place than meets the eye, too. I mean, what kind of garden is surrounded by floating books? Yeah, I'm not sure where we are, but it doesn't feel like the world we know. How did we even get here to begin with? That's a good question. I can't fathom how we came here either. Through the mirror, clearly. In fact, I can't recall what I was doing before I ended up here at all. I feel as though we were all together the moment before we arrived, but beyond that, I haven't the slightest clue what happened. And why did we see Rean? Is Rean somewhere here as well? Well, this is just great. It's like something is blocking out my memories of before we got here. Huh. That's interesting. Actually, it's worse than that. It's not just the memories of right before. There's got to be a pretty good reason I was hanging around you guys, but beats me what it is. Okay. At least we're all on the same page about that. I feel fuzzy too. Is everything we've been seeing not actually happening? Has that actually been just a thinking Sky the Third? Has that just been something we've seen through a door, a mirror, in some regard? I've been trying my best to recall what I was doing earlier today, but nothing's coming to mind. My best guess is we were working together for some reason, but I'm not sure why. Regardless of how we got here, I think it's safe to assume it's affected our memories somehow. Agreed. And standing around being confused isn't going to answer any of our questions. I think we should have a look around and see what we can find. So do I. If nothing else, we need to know whether this garden is safe. We may find clues as to how we arrived here as well. Sounds like we've got a plan then. Oh, and don't forget that there are 2 floors to this place. Let's check them both out. Okay, so what is with this big mirror? That mirror is enormous. And it looks remarkably similar to this one. You're right. It's as though the smaller mirror is a fragment of the larger one. Come to think of it, I'm surprised I can remember you even having the mirror. I do too, although I can't remember what it is or why Lloyd has it. Actually, did you work something out? I wouldn't go that far, unfortunately. I just remembered something that's common in Eastern folklore. It said mirrors with evil spirits in them can cause strange phenomena. It made me wonder if this mirror perhaps has some kind of strange power in it, and if that's how we were all brought here. That's pretty spooky, but just as good a guess as any at this point. This place is so weird that I wouldn't rule out anything as a possibility. Touch it. Yep, I can feel something strange coming off of it. But it's not doing anything for now, at least. Maybe it'll kick on or something if we do something else around here? Are you saying it could have conditions? If that's the case, discerning those conditions could be our key to getting out of here. Let's continue to have a look around then. But yeah, we saw Rean for a second there, so what is going on? Why can't they remember? Interesting. A large sphere is floating in the air. What could this be? I'm not sure. I've never seen anything like it. The pattern on its surface kind of resembles the one of this place's walls. It being placed on a platform in the middle makes it seem important too. It doesn't appear to be actively doing anything at the very least. Yet another mystery to be solved. Let's just push it to the back of our minds for now and remember that it's here. Alright, so what's that about? Let's have a look at the map. Ooh. So what's over here? Just an elevator? Interesting. Got red exclamations there, green ones around there. So what? Hold on, what's the central one then? Because that doesn't take us anywhere up. A strange barrier is blocking the way. Well, we've got Lloyd. It doesn't look like we'll be able to get through there. That's unfortunate. I'm curious to know where that elevator leads. It's not active right now either way. No use worrying about it right now. Maybe we'll figure out how to get past this thing later. What is going on? Oh, I expected to run up all the stairs. I mean, that looks like Orbal tech in some regards, but also magical at the same time? A good old stone monument, huh? Now it's starting to come together. You figured something out? Yep, I'm 100% certain now that I don't have a clue what's going on. 3 years later and he hasn't changed a bit. We're right back to square one. Strange monument stands before you. It doesn't react to being touched. What is it? So a tree. And again, this is reminding me so much of Sky Third. I know this is a garden, but part of me still wasn't expecting to find a tree. Yes, let alone one as splendid as this. It seems so out of place here. A tree, though. Looks like some kind of broadleaf tree. Never seen one with leaves, bark, or branches like this before, though. Again, going back to my other theories. Azure tree? Also, I forgot to mention, didn't I? I said, with the Ellie scene we saw previously that I had something just jump into my mind in regards to the theory. The idea of it being somehow connected to Kia or Mirage. When we had the credits roll on the prologue, Kia's name didn't change. That stayed static. That might be some connection to it as a result. That was it. That was the only thing I had to add there. It's like something else entirely got reshaped into the form of a tree. That's an interesting perspective. Now I'm even more confused. Let's just agree that there's something unusual about it. Though that doesn't make it any different from the garden as a whole. We can't rule out it being placed here for more than just decoration. Unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. I'm pretty sure it's glowing too. An azure glow, maybe? The more we explore, the more mysterious this place seems to be. I suppose all we can do is keep poking around and hope everything becomes clear. There's a door. Why is there a door? Is this some kind of door? Yes, and it's unusually large. I wonder what it's doing here. It looks entirely out of place. You could say that about the books floating around, too. I've been thinking about those ever since we arrived. There's something about them that's very disturbing. I think we recognize them. No kidding. What's strange is I can't make out any of the titles on the books no matter how hard I look, either. That could relate to a certain collection of books we got through Cold Steel. That's a mystery in itself. So what we got over here then? Go for the green exclamation first, because we did see one. Oh. Is it just another monument? Okay. Very well. Right, so... what is going on here? This one seems to have a more... sort of bronze tone to it. This one has a silver tone to it, on the metal bit at least. A stone pillar. Think it's some kind of device? It does seem that way. There's another one over there as well. That probably holds some significance. Let's go check it out. And again, like, there's certain elements that are just reminding me of Kia or Mirage. I mean, look at the thing right in front of us right now. Look at that. We've seen that kind of design before, elsewhere. It is very much reminding me of the... why can I not remember the name of it? Was it just Castle of Mirrors? In Michelin. That's what it's reminding me of right now. There's certain elements here. The mirrors. Obviously this big thing in the middle here. Maybe potentially different elements being represented here because, like I said, we've got the two different colours of metals here. So... maybe it's time, space, and mirage? So maybe it is a Kia thing? This one's pretty similar to the other, but something's different about it. The mysteries continue to pile up. There must be some reason there are two of them. Yeah, it's safe to assume they're connected in some way. They're likely related to whatever this place's purpose is. If only we knew whatever the heck that is. Hopefully we'll figure something out if we keep looking around. Right, big thing. It's a globe on some kind of pedestal. I can only assume this is meant to be used for something as well. Something important by the look of it. No reaction at all. Yeah, whatever this thing is, it's not on at the moment. Looks like a relic or something, given the feel of this place. Hard to say for sure, though. Now that you mention it, this garden does resemble an ancient ruin of sorts. There's just one problem with that theory. Yeah, everything seems too new. There's not a speck of dust on this pedestal. Looks like it was made 5 minutes ago. Then why isn't it active? I can think of several possibilities, but they're all just conjecture. Guess we should keep looking around. The four investigated the area further, but weren't able to find anything useful. Eventually, they returned to the plaza, where they first arrived to discuss their next move. I think we've seen all there is to see around here. Unfortunately, I still don't have a clue what this place is. Likewise, everything we've inspected has just left us with more questions. I just wish we still had our memories from before we came here. I imagine that would fill in several gaps for us. I really don't think it will. Still, it isn't as though we haven't learned anything useful at all. For one, we know this place was created by someone or something. True, it's definitely weird enough to not seem real, but I think it's safe to assume it has some kind of purpose. Beyond that, we know it resembles some kind of garden or ruin, but it's anyone's guess as to what it was intended to be. There's also all those devices we came across, but none of them are active. So that leads us right back to square one. Let's agree that each detail is going to be useful information in trying to learn more. Above all, we need to learn why we're here.
A new story is in motion. Your fate is but one thread intermingled with many. Now, rise from your slumber.
Was that a memory? Are you alright, Lloyd? Something came to me just now. Do you guys remember hearing a voice just before coming here? A voice? Wait, now that you mention it, I do faintly remember hearing one. There was something strange about it. Yeah, I kind of remembered it too, but it's still pretty fuzzy. I wonder. What do you know, Lecter? It mentioned being just one thread among many. Does that mean... That sound. I remember hearing it before we came here. You've got to be kidding. Out steps Rean. There we go. Gah. Where are we? What the heck is going on? I don't recognize this place at all. Whoa! What are you guys doing here? How did you get here? What just happened? Did we fall into some kind of teleportation spell? No, that wouldn't add up. Rean! You were called here too? Lloyd? Right. I feel like something or someone brought us here, but that's all I can remember. It's strange. I can't remember what we were doing at all a few moments ago. Me neither. What's really weird is it doesn't feel like I was in any sort of panic. I feel like everything was normal. The hell's going on here? Were we even together before this? I could have sworn we had all split up. I can't say for sure, but that's what my instincts are telling me as well. That sounds remarkably similar to what we went through. I'm guessing we essentially experienced the same thing. The only difference is they had split into two parties, but were still called at the same time. I think the most logical thing to do now is swap all the info we have. Indeed. What info do we have, though? So, you suddenly found yourself in possession of a strange mirror you'd never seen before and heard a voice. You were right. That's what happened to us, too. How did we experience the exact same thing so far apart? Your guess is as good as mine. Even us being unable to remember where we were before is the same. I would ordinarily refuse to believe such a bizarre sequence of events. But it's impossible to refute so much hard evidence. My top concern is understanding the why rather than the how. There must be a reason why we specifically were the ones brought here. I know what you mean. This is the last way I expected to see Lloyd and Ellie again. Yeah, I wasn't planning on a sudden reunion, but it's good to see you again. I'm sorry it's not under better circumstances, but it's good to see you again, Yuna. Same here. Yuna continues to be a social butterfly, even in the strangest of situations. Well, that just goes to show how genuine she is. That's certainly the real Yuna. Still, if not a single one of us remembers where we were or what we were doing before we were called here. Yeah, that's gotta be by design. Something about this place blocks the recent memories of anyone who comes here. What other explanation can there be? But how can that be possible? Beats me, but let's face the facts. It's the only thing that makes sense. I agree, it's the only reasonable explanation. Regardless of how we got here, we have to accept that this place is very unusual. Easier said than done. No, he's right. Let's move past that and focus on the bigger picture. We must consider what we should do next. My first instinct is to search for an escape route so we can return back to wherever it is we were. But you all said you didn't have any luck during your investigation, yes? I'm afraid so. Hold up. What was that? The tree! Oh, hello. Well, what do you know? It looks like Class 7 coming here may have been one of the conditions. Conditions? Oh yeah, you worked something out? Maybe, but I'm still only speculating. These mirrors we were given might just be fragments of a bigger whole after all. And if that's the case... Rean's has got a red bit on it. Well, I think we have a relatively good idea of the situation we're in now. Though I wouldn't mind getting a look around here for myself before we go any further. It might not help work out who or what is responsible for all this, but I'd like to at least familiarize myself with our surroundings. Good thinking. You said stuff's changed since you first wandered around, right? That's an excellent point. We'll come with. I want to see what's changed as well. The tree, mainly. It glowed. Check it out! The tree's glowing! Even the bark looks weird. We thought the same, but it wasn't giving off light like this when we were here before. Lecter did notice something, though. It feels different somehow. It's as though the tree is springing with vitality now. It reminds me of something from a fairy tale. Oh, do tell. Spirit trees. They're said to have shining branches and leaves, and they're filled with mana that can heal the body and mind. Or at least, that's what I recall reading about. Now that you mention it, you used to read those kinds of things all the time, didn't you? I suppose it does look something like that. Great, just what we need, more magical bullshit. But what if it does have the same properties as the trees, at least described? Then it would help us out a lot. It's worth giving it a shot. I would say that was an accurate deduction. That's a relief. We still don't know what it is, but at least we know it can heal us. Never seen anything like it in nature. Never have I. But at least we have something to return to if we're injured. Knock on wood, but yeah, you're right. This device is activated as well. It's a little foreboding. I can make out words glowing on it. The Millennial Trove? Commodities in exchange for currency. What is that supposed to mean? It's a shop! Sounds like it's a vending machine. I'm guessing it takes mirrors somehow? That would be convenient. That it would. Who knows how long we could be here. Being able to resupply would be a boon. Alright, we found ourselves a shop. The Millennial Trove, was it? I hope its stock lives up to its name. You're all having a much easier time accepting this as reality than I am. It does take some getting used to. So what about the device to the left? Does it serve a similar purpose? I would imagine so. Orbal Factory? The Blazing Forge. Applied Septian Principles. The description is a little vague, but do you think it's possible for us to modify our orbments here? That would be helpful, and yet... Yeah. This one is even more ominous looking than the other. Yeah, that symbol seems strange. Maybe because it confirms that there are dangers lying ahead of us. It's that sound again. I'm guessing we managed to satisfy another condition. I wonder what it could be. Oh. Hello, hello.
Boot process complete. Construction of the Reverie Garden administered space complete. Beginning construction of the Reverie Corridor.
Oh. Well, well. Looks like the party is finally getting started. That voice sounds familiar too. Indeed, I believe we're about to learn the reason we're here. There were a lot of interesting phrases in what little she said. Boot process? administered space? The Reverie Garden? Yes, and most notably, Reverie Corridor. I'd be lying if it said it didn't ring a bell. Let's make our way to the Central Plaza to get a better look at what's changed. Right. But what about the big sphere thing? Not that one. That sphere from earlier is active now.
New temporal space forged.
Huh.
This world was constructed by the Black Mirror. Its function is to present trials, allowing you to cultivate the strength to overcome great distortions in your destiny.
The Black Mirror? I'm more concerned with what it means by trials. I'm guessing this thing governs the space we're in, meaning we were brought here to complete whatever these trials are.
Correct. This process is an emergency measure intended to correct the laws of causality.
Oh.
Your understanding may be incomplete due to forced limitations placed on your memories.
Why force them then?
The current sequence of events with Crossbell at its center has originated due to an impossible singularity.
Okay.
At this time, the chances of correcting this singularity are 0.
So yeah, it wasn't meant to happen, was it?
It is for this reason that the Black Mirror has chosen to intervene.
Uh-huh. Is this thing even speaking our language? Yes. Yes, it is. That confirms that our memories truly are being tampered with. No wonder we couldn't understand what was happening. I'm as lost as anyone else. From the sound of it, though, the Black Mirror is looking out for us. Yeah, and it mentioned something bad happening in Crossbell, too. A lot of what it said flew over my head, but if I understand the gist of it, it's saying that it'll help us fight against whatever's happening in the real world. Yeah, but what's caused causality to be essentially in flux then? Or maybe who? Now that you mention it, that's how I interpreted it as well. But how exactly is it going to achieve that? An excellent question, especially given that we're not permitted to remember everything that's happening on the outside.
Strength gained here has been approved for use outside of the Reverie Corridor, even if new memories have been denied. Challenging the true Reverie Corridor to better your strength is required. Only then will the possibility to defy destiny be within your grasp.
That clears up some of our suspicions, but there are still some things unanswered. True, but we confirmed something important. This place exists to make us stronger. Yeah, so by my interpretation of this, Inverted Rufus is not meant to be a thing. He's not meant to be there, but because he's there, he's very powerful. And this is trying to balance that out and restore things back to how it should be, based on causality. So we need to become stronger in order to defeat him. It's up to us to determine how much strength we gain, and whether we'll be strong enough to change whatever fate has in store for us. That simplifies things if you ask me. Indeed, we're left with only one option. Rise to the challenge, both for ourselves and the homes we came from. And this is just as much to do with us, judging by it being named the true Reverie Corridor. Agreed. Ah, memories. I couldn't shake the feeling that this place was slightly familiar to me. Still, we don't know what the true part signifies just yet. Oh yeah, Rean said the name rang a bell. Sure does. Brings back a lot of memories. Sounds like this version is here to pump us up and get us ripped. It's like our own secret training ground. It could prove rather useful. We all have people and things we want to protect on the outside. Yes, and we each know the kind of strength it takes to overcome the impossible. So let's work together and gain the strength we need.
It is for that reason I and the Reverie Garden exist. Access to the first stratum has been granted. May you seize the ability to overcome the impossible over the course of your trials.
Talk about hospitality. The way is finally open for us. Let's take this opportunity. Right. I'd be much more suspicious than they are. You may now challenge the Reverie Corridor's first stratum via the central elevator. Select which party members you wish to take with you. Lloyd and Rean are required for your initial exploration of the first stratum. We'll take Altina. We'll take Lecter. Ooh, tough choices. Trying to think what this place is story-wise, who would be best to take with us. Like, obviously I need to take Rean and Lloyd, but Altina makes sense because of her experience with Black Factory stuff, so maybe bringing Million might be a good idea as well. Lecter because of his sort of awareness of causality in some small regard. That might be some idea. So out of everyone, story-wise, I'm falling towards Million. For the same reason I'm thinking Altina. Yeah. Party menu 2. Access your party formations for the main story and inside the Reverie Corridor from this menu. So L2, okay. The items mirror and sepith belonging to Rean and Lloyd's parties have been consolidated. Oh, the contents of their notebooks have also been unified. From now on, any items or notebook data acquired by Rean or Lloyd will be accessible to the other party as well. Looks like everyone is taking the chance to get more familiar with this place. I should probably check to make sure we have everything we need before we begin challenging the Reverie Corridor. I never thought I'd hear that name again, but here we are. Then again, this place seems a lot different than before. Are they really one and the same? Either way, it's pointless to worry about that right now. I need to focus on what's right in front of me and what I can control. You will now begin exploring the Reverie Garden as Rean. Okay. So yeah. Mysterious mirror on both of them then. Interesting. But we'll use this as a place to end this part. And in the next part we'll do the rounds as Rean now apparently. We switched over to Rean even though we were on Lloyd's route. Because they've joined up together. But yeah, this is very interesting. It's definitely leading me to believe it's somehow connected to Mirage in some regard. Oh, look everyone, a fishing spot. Great. You know how I love fishing. Anyway, yeah, we'll do a little bit around in the next part and then see about heading for the first stratum. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.